Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a drill. Our hopes and dreams have been shot out of the sky. Our hearts have been ripped out of our chest. Per reports this morning from our good friends over at Trainwreck Sports, it sounds like that the Buffalo Bills now have zero intention on bringing back the red helmet in 2025. As we remember, it was announced just last week, I wanted to say, that on July 22nd, we were going to get a good understanding of what the Bills uniform sort of collection was going to look like. We were getting a Nike Rivalries edition, but then we were also announcing a alternate helmet. From my understanding, I believe those are two separate entities. So we were all hoping, right, that the red helmet was going to be brought back, especially for the final year in the Ralph. It just makes all the sense in the world, right? But this morning, according to Trainwreck Sports, I'm going to read all of this for you to begin with. Trainwreck Sports has been informed that they plan on having a white helmet with a gray/silver logo as an alternate during their farewell season at Highmark Stadium. I got to tell you, my mind is completely blown here. I read this and I don't want to believe it, but I would not be surprised. The fun news is that I just so happen to be welcoming the founder of Trainwreck Sports onto the show, who just broke the news this morning to get a bit of a better understanding of what he got from this, because he was the one that broke the news. I'm assuming he has the direct intel, and we are going to talk to Zach Sheldon here momentarily as he comes in. But while we are doing that, while we are waiting on him, guys, I need to give a giant shout out to today's proud partner, and that just so happens to be William Mattar. Folks, if you are ever hurt in a car, you better call William Mattar, #1 car accident attorney in the state of New York. I would never wish a car accident on anybody, but if it does happen to you, it is a cruel reality. You have to make sure that you have the right representation, and look no further than William Mattar. Folks, hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I sure know that I did. And we have quite a bit to talk about today. #1, starting off, obviously, with the red helmet. As I've told you, Zach Sheldon, founder of Trainwreck Sports, the company that broke this news, is going to be joining us here in about 10 minutes. However, I need to see how everybody is doing. Please roll call in the chat right now. Let me know where you are tuning in from, what team you are representing. Lock in, folks. I'm a nosy guy, and I want to understand where everybody is tuning in from. Roll call. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Hit that thumbs up sign for me. Let's put this stream to the moon. All right. We have Khalil Shakir is in the chat saying, so we're basically going to do what the Vikings did last year with the white and the silver. Look, we're going to get into this here shortly, but I got to tell you, if, for example, this was the helmet for the Nike Rivalries jersey, I'd be completely fine with it, right? But for it to be an alternate for the farewell season, that's completely mind-blowing to me. Even if we were to go with an alternate helmet that was white and silver next year in the new stadium, I wouldn't even be upset about that. This, I think, is probably the worst case scenario as far as what options they could have brought to the table. I would have been fine with a red helmet. I would have been fine with a blue helmet. I know that that is a very difficult conversation to have right now, but I would have much more welcomed the blue helmet than this white and silver. I mean, what the hell are we talking about? Guys, keep on doing me a favor. Sound off in the comments and let me know where you're tuning in from, man. We have Vancouver, Washington in the chat. Cash Baca, welcome to the show. Indiana is in the chat. Port Jeff, Long Island, go Bills. Bobby HZ, hope all is well. Wisconsin is in the chat. We have Jay Anthony has come in. LA, Los Angeles, welcome to the chat. Dan, Willow Grove, Pennsylvania, Bills fan. Question, are you making it up to St. John Fisher this week for training camp? Carl, as much as I would love to, unfortunately, I'm unable to make it. I will be up there week 3 for Bills versus Dolphins. So that is wonderful. Sending Bills hate from Bradenton, Florida. What is going on, my friend? Hope all is well. Slick Paula from Bama. What's going on, man? Hope all is well. I could only imagine you're a Roll Tide guy. Stay tuned for our college football show on Roundtable Sports launching here in just a little bit of time. Guys, keep on keeping on with that roll call. I want to understand where everyone's tuning in from. Kitchener, a D-Rep Pittsburgh Steelers. Brett, hope all is well, man. Hope you're doing well today, man. Sincerely, because he's a Dolphins fan, probably. We have Queen, New Jersey. We have New Zealand in the chat. Bills Mafia hanging out with us. We have Niagara Falls, New York. Go Bills. Camco, hope all is well. South Florida, Largo, Florida. Creighton, New Hampshire. Tampa, Florida. Queens, New York. Oh, my God. Wisconsin is in the chat. Valacro, Florida. Man, we are all over. We are all over, man. We have New Zealand in the chat. We have Florida. Alaska, Tavoris. It's been a while. Alaska tapping in, but I'm visiting family in Rochester for a few days. Go Bills. That is awesome, man. I sincerely appreciate you tuning in this morning, man. We have a great show for you today. We really do. We are going to be unpacking ad nauseum how the Buffalo Bills, unfortunately, appeared to be moving away from the red helmet in 2025. I think all of us were doing our best to manifest this into reality. And then afterwards, I stumbled across an article about James Cook and about the Buffalo Bills' history in paying running backs. And I got to tell you something, guys. I really do. I don't think Buffalo is going to ever pay a running back. But we will get into that a bit later today, too. We have Jacksonville, Florida in the chat, guys. Keep on keeping on right here. We have Binghamton, New York. Jessica, hope all is well. We have Tone. Well, man, Massachusetts, Stowe, Ohio. Tuning in from the home of Super Bowl 60. Andrew, what's going on, man? Hope all is well. We have Buffalo, New York. What's up? Williamsville, Buffalo. Bills versus Commanders in Super Bowl 60. Jay Anthony has come in. Anywhere in California, if I wear my Josh Allen jersey, I hear go Bills. It really is amazing how deep Bills Mafia really extends, man. It's true. And so I could even say that even in like small towns in Mississippi or South Carolina, I wear something Bills related. Just give me about an hour. And one of these days, I'm going to get someone to come up and say, go Bills, right? I am going to have to start watching the streams on my Apple Watch again once training camp starts. Well, I got to tell you, look, guys, I am thrilled for what is about to happen, right? On Wednesday, we are going to see the Buffalo Bills start their training camp experience. And as many of you know, I like to consolidate all of the information, and I want you guys to treat me as a radio show so we can really unpack everything that happens at camp. So if you haven't already, guys, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe and turn on bell notifications so you do not miss a single beat. Man, we're going to be having a great time over here. I grew up in Williamsville, currently in Denver. Go Bills. This is my last year as a season ticket member. Bummer. Bobby HZ. Man, I hear you on that, man. I hear you on that. Sad, but listen, savor each and every single moment. Bobby, hopefully we're able to run into you when we do our event up in Buffalo here. Not too long, right into the future. This is my last year as a season ticket holder. It doesn't make sense not to pay a guy like James Cook. It certainly doesn't, but we're going to be taking a look at some of the history and me giving an opportunity or / an explanation as into why I don't see it happening. Why doesn't it, KB? I'm from Miss. We have Singapore is in the chat. Pod Junkie SG. I'm from Mississippi. I may be the only one in here, to be honest, but you are representing the proud state of Mississippi well in this live chat, my friend. I'll tell you what. We have Kingston, Jamaica is in the chat. I like all of your videos. Go Bills. One before I die. Bishop, man, you and I are on the same page. I can promise you that. I can never get a training camp ticket. I don't like this new lottery system. It's challenging from what I understand. And the argument is that when you have a quarterback like Josh, you can replace your running backs and save money because you're always going to be a contender. Question, what color helmet did you want for the Buffalo Bills? Spidey, I really wanted the red helmet. I sincerely did. Because you look at the overall energy surrounding this farewell season at the Ralph, and you want to sort of give it the appropriate goodbye. And I think the only way you can do that is give a nod to what was a part of the Buffalo Bills for the longest time. And that, of course, was the red helmet. This white and silver logo, this kind of pisses me off. It sort of pisses me off. I'm not going to lie to you. I would have been fine with a blue helmet, maybe. And that's even a stretch. But the red just made sense. Worst case scenario, man. Like, we could have had that white, silver / gray for the new stadium. I would get it because it's new beginnings. But now, like, I don't know. And listen, I'm just excited to hear from Zach, who should be joining here in just a couple of minutes. and get his thoughts. Sounds like the Silver from the AFL days. I am sad. Hey, man. I mean, what can you do? What can you do, my friend? We have a super chat that came in. Shout out Richie Fresh for coming in with the $2 donation. I sincerely appreciate that. Guys, listen, do me a favor. There's 89 of you on YouTube right now. Let's hit that like button because we want over 200 people in this live chat community on this episode today. If we want to reach that and we can do this together, hit that thumbs up sign. And there is no reason why we should not be at 89 right now, guys. Hit that thumbs up sign. Let's propel this out to the YouTube algorithm. And let's get this going. Let's get this go. We have Bishop. Give Ray Davis and Ty Johnson the load. Let's go, Buffalo. Pez has come in. I think this is being done on purpose to really surprise people when it's actually red. I mean, maybe we can just cross our fingers and hope for the best, man. We will see. That's low-key lame and a lazy attempt at an alternate, if true. Well, like I said, folks, we are going to be talking to the gentleman who actually broke the news here in just a little bit. So I cannot wait to welcome him in and hear exactly what he has to say about it, because this is certainly a shock to Bills Mafia this morning. New uniform for the new stadium is a good idea. Who makes helmet decisions? It's probably ownership, man, to be completely honest with you. Got you, brother. Hey, man, that's what I'm talking about. Ripping dabs in Pokemon packs. Let's go. Wow. What a day, your mom. I appreciate that. Thoughts on the Bills if they added gray pants? I don't know. Say that we have any sort of crazy ass change ups on the Bills uniform. I would much rather them be while we're in the new stadium. Like new uniform for new beginnings. But really for the farewell season, man, like we should have the standing Buffalo helmet back. We should have the red helmet back. Like that's me, but is what it is. What can you do? Leave it to the same owner who controls the Sabres. CJ McKenna, he's coming in and he's not feeling too hot about this. I can tell you what. He's not feeling too hot about this, man. I can see you on that. 231 of you in the chat right now. 108 of you are in here, guys. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't had an opportunity of doing so already. Hop in, folks. Let's make this happen. Training camp starts in just 2 days. And unfortunately, we're going to be dealing with that shit helmet, is what it is. I think they're going to do what the Chargers did, multiple helmets and combinations of jerseys. I mean, wouldn't that be ideal? It doesn't make any sense not respect the 90s Bills. Well, guys, listen, you know what? Unfortunately, our hearts were broken this morning, but we need to hear from the gentleman who needs no introduction. Founder of Trainwreck Sports, Zach Sheldon, is joining us today to hopefully spread a bit more reasoning behind this breaking news. Zach, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Hope all's well. Thanks for having me, Dan. Spread more reasoning. I mean, first off, pardon my audio. I know I'm in an echo chamber here, but
no problem.
I am as distraught. I am as beside myself with this news as anyone could possibly be. I've watched, enjoy and excitement these last couple of years when Josh Allen has kind of teased the red helmet, or there's been any mention, even watching the 90s throwback clips that, we always know and love. Gives you goosebumps. You can feel the mana rushing through your system when you see those helmets, and and you think it's a no-brainer for sure. But I don't know if that's something that they're saving for the first year of the new stadium. I don't know, something that just got caught in the wash or whatnot. But yeah, it's high. First off, I took no I can't wait to break this. I was like, I hope this is wrong. I hope it's not. But then after a couple of days and you're not hearing anything different, with obviously training camp just around the corner here, had to go with it, had to get it out there. Unfortunately for the Bills fans, again, there's never been a rumor a story I've posted to or I posted a trade that I've actually hoped was wrong. But this is the first case of that for sure.
So I got to ask, when did you first hear this? Was this over the weekend at MafiaCon, or was this like something yesterday, or go ahead?
It was a bit. I just to protect the source, I would say it was just about a week ago. No rap reference there for sure. But it was just around a week ago. started, kind of talking to our inner circle people who have, I know have links, and I was trying to see if they could confirm it, just kind of second sourcing it there. But yeah, at a certain point, I definitely trust where we got it from, which is why I think we had to go with it. At the end of the day, again, is there a chance that this person is incorrect? Maybe.
Yeah.
There's the 0.1% chance that this person, this source, this link that we got it through. But at the end of the day, it was definitely solid enough to be like, I do not think the red helmets are happening, and it's going to be this alternate jersey.
Yeah. So what I was hoping for, right? Because from what I heard, so those Nike rivalries jerseys and the alternate helmet were separate entities. And so I could be wrong, but that's kind of what I got out of it. I
Yeah.
feel like most of Bills Mafia would feel okay if the Nike rivalries jerseys would have had that white helmet with the silver gray logo, because that makes sense. Like when you think about this new concept, it's like the Boston Red Sox wearing their yellow and blue jerseys. That's largely something I was anticipating. But like really like what you were saying, it doesn't make sense for the final year at the Ralph that they wouldn't take this opportunity to put a nod to the history and giving them that red helmet, right? Like you would assume that a white helmet and a gray logo would be saved for the new stadium, new beginnings in 2026. So I feel like a lot of people are upset right now. Hell, dude, listen. And so I would have been fine with a blue helmet or something along those lines, right? And so I would have been completely fine with that. But I don't know, man. It breaks my heart.
Yeah, it's like I said, I'm the same thing. The only thing I can kind of convince myself is that like I said, they're saving the red helmet for next season when they'll be in the new stadium as kind of an ode to the past, etc. Now, again, like you said, you could have done it this year. I think fans would have been just as excited for sure. But it's something I think back to the Sabres when they switched back to the official blue and gold and everything like that. That even took a couple of years of mess. I don't know if it's league protocol. I don't know exactly what the specifics here are. But yeah, unfortunately, it's like I had no choice but to send. We had no choice over a trick, essentially just to pass on this news.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, you know what? And so you broke our hearts this morning, but we sincerely appreciate it. And so
Hey,
we appreciate it, especially since the official announcement is set tomorrow, a day before camp. But of course, it is what it is. I got to ask, how was MafiaCon this weekend, man? I was living vicariously through you guys.
yeah, no, MafiaCon was awesome, a massive success. I would say again, like to me, it's just like I looked around. I've been to theme parks, I've been to concerts, I've been to shows, etc. And even at all of those, you'll eventually see someone who's not having a good time, or someone who's exhausted, or someone who like had to wait in the line and got this. Every single person I saw at MafiaCon was shot out of a cannon. It was like it was Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Beginning of the craziness, and it was really cool to see all the excitement and all the passion from the fans. So obviously it goes without saying you can't have a Mafia con without the Mafia, and I think they did their part in making sure it was a memorable weekend. And then on top of that, I just have to give a quick shout out because obviously TSE had all their signings there with the rookies and Ray Davis and Cole Bishop. Just for the love of the game, Dwayne Carter and Ty Johnson just showed up and just
I
started
saw that.
popping at the booth. So listen, those guys, the more I don't brag about proximity to the Bills at all because I'm still a fan and I still like to be amazed by the things they do and everything like that. But as a fan of the team, like those two, I mean, they instantly ascended into my top guys on the squad after seeing them come out for the fans like that.
It's gonna be great, man. And you know what? Like y'all actually also ended up breaking some news when you talked to Landon Jackson as
Well,
well,
that's
because
what I love. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about some good news. LJ, nothing to worry about. So
yeah,
I guess there was some whispers going around. I guess this was like a neck flare up or something at a D line camp. I was reading every single tea leaf, every single whisper out there. But that kind of lines up with how this kind of went down, right? Because he was fine at mini rookie camps. Then he goes away. Then he comes back and he's on PUP. People are like, "What the hell happened?"
I
Again,
know.
probably just a little flare up. And I never hold it. Like let's face it. If we want Bean to cook, we need him exploring every angle, exploring every roster, button he could push. And I think that the fact that this doesn't really change anything for Landon Jackson, why not try it, right?
No, yeah, man. Like, honestly, as soon as when I saw him added to the pup list, like, all I did was go down this deep rabbit hole of his ACL history. Like, guys had 2 ACL injuries in high school, one, like, right in college, and I was just automatically assuming the worst. But thank God he showed up to Mafia Con. He ended up having a conversation with your boy over here, Carson, and it's good, man. I'm feeling really good as the Bills go into training camp this year as far as a health perspective.
Yeah, I mean, last year, right? It was like, oh, who's gonna replace Diggs and little things like that. I think this year we are 1 trillion% in just don't get hurt anyone season. And if we could put everyone on cryo, freeze until September 6th, that's just fine by me. Let's obviously gel. Let's get better where we can. But nobody, just fingers crossed for no injuries and smooth sailing over these next 40-ish days.
And so the one thing as well that's really been crossing my mind with the potential things that could have been really put in the national spotlight since Hard Knocks is going to be a part of our training camp. I'm not sure about you, but I am very glad that the TJ Sanders situation was handled like just a couple of days ago. I'm glad that James Cook is all but reportedly confirmed that he's going to be at training camp, although he knows he's not getting a contract. I think that could have potentially put a dampering right into the culture of the locker room if, for example, either of those two situations were not completely resolved going into it. So we dodged the bullet there. I'm not sure your thoughts.
Yeah, no, and there's a reason, that the Bills brass organization, they're not over the moon about Hard Knocks. It's not just
No.
cameras being around, extra cameras, everything like that. But yeah, they like to control the narrative of their locker room. They like to have their finger right on the pulse and culture. And yeah, Hard Knocks having stories, etc. They're going to be able to spin the web the way they want to. With that said, when I started talking about it with someone this past weekend, I mean, you're talking about Deion Dawkins and Spencer Brown. You're talking about Knox and Kincaid. You're talking about Keon Coleman. You're talking about Tre'Davious White. You're talking about all these guys who are literally going to be, I mean, Reed Ferguson. You got all these guys who are literally personalities who, Hard Knocks always searches out those personalities, kind of features them throughout shortage of those to do that with here on Hard Knocks. And I think, the national audience is going to finally see some of the funny amazingness that is the Bills roster.
And so I guarantee you, first episode, like what they're going to do is really focus the camera on James Cook. I promise you, he's probably going to be getting at least 50% of the airtime. Just trying to get him to have some sort of soundbite that's just going to be annoying to Bills fans for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's what isn't that what training camp and preseason is about? It's like you can't wait to get here, and then after a little bit, you're like, all right, just start the season already.
Yeah. Yeah. No, man, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Are y'all planning on going to training camp this year?
Yeah, we should be there a bunch of days, if not all of them. So super excited to get back to St. John Fisher for sure.
Yeah, man. Well, guys, listen, I ended up tagging Trainwreck Sports in my YouTube description. I'm sure you're familiar with these guys. They are the OGs of the Bills Mafia. Zach does an incredible job covering the team and the Sabres. As a fellow entrepreneur, man, I definitely have all the respect in the world for you and what you're building over there, and I appreciate your time today.
Hey, appreciate you grinding out. Appreciate the vine, and have a good rest of your day, sir.
Thanks, man. You as well. Folks, we just ended up hearing from our good friend Zach Sheldon. Trainwreck Sports, the guy, and did a great job over at Mafia Con this week. And so, as I said, I was living vicariously through him. He's going to be at training camp, and he broke the news. The red helmet, unfortunately, is not going to be here. Unfortunately. But as many of you know, guys, I like to treat my show like a radio show. All right. I enjoy talking to the Bills Mafia and getting their thoughts on what is going on with the league by itself, right? Now, whether or not that this has to do with the red helmet or whether or not that this has to do with anything else on your mind, because training camp is right around the corner, please feel free to call in and tell me what is on your mind about this red helmet debacle, maybe about training camp here in a couple of days, some injuries here and there. Do not be shy. I can promise you that. We have Mafia Sports Board. Dan, I'm not happy about that. Why are they doing the Bills Mafia dirty? Bring back the red helmet. Well, let me tell you what, Mafia Sports Report. And speaking of great content creators, sincerely, it's tough. It's really, really tough. And like I said, and like Zach just said, I hope that we're wrong. I hope that with this report, it turns out to be wrong and Buffalo is just trying to throw out a smoke screen. It doesn't make sense to me, right? Like, I'm having a really hard time understanding what is holding them back from bringing back what Bills Mafia truly wants. It's that red helmet, man. I like Kier better. That's what I'm talking about. Dan, the Mafia, man. What is good? I'm doing fantastic, Beth. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I was doing a hell of a lot better. However, it sounds like, at least per reports, that the red helmet is not going to be here. Matthew, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Damn, Dan, the Mafia, man. Wasn't that a bar?
Dan, the Mafia, man. That was a bar indeed, my friend. What's going on? How was your weekend, my friend? What's on your mind?
What's up? Good. We just came back home from seeing family last week, so now we're back home in the wonderful West Palm Beach, South Florida.
West Palm Beach. It's a beautiful place, man. Where I'm located in Florida, it is hot as the
Panama City.
Panama City, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And so most people ask me where I'm from. I just tell them I'm from South Alabama because that's basically what it is. But anyway,
Yep.
What do you feel about the red helmet debacle? / what do you feel about, really anything else? Talk to me.
So most of the Bills merchandise I own is all throwback, all stuff with the standing buffalo. Like the one Bills hat I have is which I'm getting a new Bills hat. Just recently, recently I ordered it. All black one with the running updated buffalo logo. But the one I have, of course, have most of my shirts all have the old standing buffalo. So I would have liked a white helmet of that, like what we had a few years ago. That's probably would have been, or anything with that logo, I would say. So like we're showing that the black one with that one helmet, the standing buffalo, that would have been nice. The only thing is, it's going to take some getting used to, some adjusting. But like one, I don't understand how this nickel one, because of course Nickel City, we're all thinking that might be our rivalry uniform.
Yeah,
but I don't know how the Nickel City one, or like if they have like a nickel, like silver looking helmet. I don't know how that'll match with our white, blue, and red jerseys. Like I don't think that's gonna really match. Like red helmet would match a bit more, or with like a blue helmet. Like throwing in that gray, I don't think that matches.
So what I'm seeing based off of this, and where they say that what they're thinking about is a white / silver / gray logo, I would be completely fine if that was our Nike Rivalries jersey. Because from what I understand, like we're launching an alternate helmet, but that's separate from the Rivalries jerseys, from what I'm hearing are going to be debuted on week 3. It's annoying, but of course, really at the end of the day, what's truly important is that with this team is ready to go into training camp fully healthy and we're ready to compete.
Hey, we can be wearing motherfucking Aqua and Gotham green. I don't care as long as we win the Super Bowl.
You have Aqua and green, man. Holy hell. A nod right to the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. That would be insane.
Hey, can I ask you a quick hypothetical question real quick?
Sure.
In the live chat, you all can answer this too. If you had to pick one NFL franchise to not win a Super Bowl in your lifetime, who would you pick?
So again?
In what NFL team?
Super Bowl again?
In your lifetime. So once you they could win a Super Bowl again.
Okay. So I feel like the answer should be the Chiefs, right? But then again, so I could go Dolphins, Jets, or Patriots as well. But realistically, as long as Buffalo ends up winning before all of the other teams that I absolutely hate, I'm fine with it. But
my pick would be the Dolphins. If I get to go my rest of my life without seeing a Dolphin Super Bowl, it's pretty good.
And the rest of your life without a Dolphin Super Bowl, man, I can appreciate that. Matthew, I appreciate you calling in, brother. You enjoy the rest of your Monday.
We're gonna win, baby.
Yes,
it doesn't matter what we're wearing, we're still winning.
Yeah, hey, man, that's what I'm talking about. I appreciate you calling in and showing a little bit of love this morning. Thank you so much. Shout out to Matthew. for showing a little bit of love, man. Oh my God. What's going on, brother? How's life?
What is up, Dan? How you doing, brother?
Oh man, I'm sitting here enjoying my Monday. My morning could have started off a little bit better here in that news that they decided not to go with the red helmet, but is what it is, right?
Disappointing. I honestly thought they would bring it back this year. I thought this would be the year. Last year at the Ralph, the Rich. I can't call it Highmark. I still can't do the Highmark thing. I don't.
Tough.
It's tough. But dude, I honestly thought this was the year. Bring it back. We're on Hard Knocks. Like, why not bring back what all of Bills Mafia has been really wanting? Honestly, it's a Super Bowl and the red helmets, right? Like, that's what we want. Like, make the fans happy.
So it was a giant swing and a miss because, like I was just saying a bit earlier, like this was the perfect opportunity. It makes sense. It's the final year in the stadium. Like, what a nod to the history of bringing back what was a big part of that stadium's history was the red helmet. But now they want to give us a white and a silver logo. I could see if that was like a new beginnings type uniform for next year. I'd be fine with that, right? Because it's a brand new stadium, a new era. But look, I'm holding on to hope that this report is just that this is going to be our Nike rivalries jerseys. And somehow, some way, we're still going to see the red helmet for a couple of games this year. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. They've fooled us before. So it's possible, right? That they're tricking us. They're teasing us on this one. And maybe they do bring back the red helmets, but I just don't get it. Like, it's not like these helmets are, it's like crazy red or something. It's going to distracting. I just don't understand what the big deal is, why they want to bring back the red helmets. But outside of the red helmets thing, how do you feel about the corner room? So my thing is, so, I don't know if my co-host, he feels like Trey is going to go in there as CB2. I have another guy named Aramis who runs Post Podium. He also feels like Trey is going to be number 2 going into the season. I feel if that happens, then a lot went wrong. A lot went wrong in training camp with the rookies, either with injuries or they're just not caught up with the playbook, or they're just not what we thought they were going to be out of the draft. But I like Trey. I do. But I feel like Trey's more brought in to help the younger guys out. He's there. I think he'll probably make the team. But going in, if he's number 2 heading into the season, that's a problem for me.
So you and I would be on the exact same page. If Trey White was named CB2 by week 1, then you were seeing either a major injury, and knock on wood, like right to Maxwell Harrison, like number 2, or another first-round cornerback bust, right? I don't think that Max Harrison and Kyer Elam are similar because Maxwell Harrison actually came from a zone scheme in Kentucky. Like some people look at his 40-yard dash and like, oh my God, like he's a man guy. He's a man defense. Like, no, like he came from a zone scheme by itself, where Kyer Elam was just some dude that we hoped could develop into a zone corner, but that was just a completely messed up situation. I actually feel good about our corner room from top bottom. Last year, not so much because we had such a significant drop off. Like, say that Benford went down for a couple of games, that next man up was nowhere near. Like, the gap was so significantly far. I think Trey ends up making it, but he's going to be second on the depth chart in case someone does suffer an injury. I don't think we'll be screwed, say that he's out there. Like, his tape actually looked pretty good while he was with Baltimore last year. So I feel good about that. But say you roll out with Trey at CB2, have to look at our safety room because both of our safeties really aren't particularly a free safety and aren't particularly excelling in coverage. In my eyes, Max Harrison, Tommy, is that guy that becomes that insurance policy for Cole Bishop and Taylor Rapp out there because he's so damn fast. He's going to be able to be that guy that can end up catching up and helping them out in coverage. Say, for example, that they tend to struggle. If Trey's out there, he does not have the speed, and that's going to be a big weakness. So Max Harrison being out of the roster is going to fuck us. Basically.
That's my worry. So like Trey, listen, our DB room in general, like even Benford isn't the fastest DB in the world, but he gets back on the ball and makes a play. He has enough speed to where he can make a play on the ball. Trey White just doesn't have that. And by the way, too, even in Trey's prime, that Trey was never a speed guy either. He just made a play on the ball. He got back on the play. But you're talking about a guy who suffered 2 major injuries. He's lost more than a step, right? So going in as CB2 would really concern me. Max Harrison, the reason we got him was for the speed. I always said the one thing we lacked was speed on in the DB room. And Max Harrison is that guy now who can actually cover the Tyreek Hills of the world, the Jamar Chases of the world, right? The guys that have that over the top speed. Sorry about that. The safety room is a concern too. It's a big time concern for me. Probably the biggest question mark going into the season is that safety room. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens with Cole Bishop. I still think Cole Bishop is, to me, the biggest question mark in that room because we don't really know yet because he didn't get that time last year in camp. Yeah. So we didn't really get to see
so his development. Yeah. Like his development was slowed down. And like we know how Sean McDermott, like it takes a while for Sean to trust you, right? Yes. Like look at James Cook's rookie season when he fumbled and like we didn't see him for like 3 games. Yeah, exactly. So when Bishop missed all of training camp, I'm pretty sure he got back, and then like his second game active, he got burned by Nico Collins over the top, and then we didn't see him for a while either. So it's definitely a question mark to see where they go with. I'm not sure what your thoughts are with Derek Forrest. Have you like looked into him? He's like this sleeper that might be our new free safety that could step in and like go side by side with Rapp. Like, what are your thoughts on him?
He looks good. My co-host is like, he thinks he's the guy. Like he thinks he's going to give a real opportunity to get that spot, may even earn that spot. Yeah. But once again, here's how I see it, man. Like the whole thing with training camp is a lot of guys. We'll hear a lot of reports about so-and-so looking good, so-and-so looking good.
I know.
But we got to see it once preseason hits. We'll really know. My eyes don't lie, right? I'll see what I see and I'll know, right? Reports coming in. We heard that all last time. We hear it every season. This guy's standing out. This guy's standing out. But there's a lot of times these guys don't even make the team. So we'll see when it comes to force. But for me, I'm not counting out Bishop yet because he didn't get the one-on-ones last year. That's what a lot of people miss out. Like these camps are so important for the one-on-ones for the young guys. If they miss camp, they're screwed because once preseason starts and the regular season starts, there is no more of those one-on-ones. You're basically practicing for your opponent. So that's Cole Bishop kind of got off to the wrong on the wrong side of that things last year by missing camp. So we'll see what happens. Let's hope he stays healthy. By the way, Landon Jackson's back, right? So thank God for that. He's going to be starting camp early or on time, that is. So let's just stay healthy this year, Dan. That's the main thing. Have these rookies stay healthy. Defensive line, real quick before I go, because I know you want to get to other people. What's your thoughts on TJ Sanders going into this year? To me, he's my number one. I think he's going to be our best player out of this year's draft. And
so I'm really hoping so, Tommy. I really, really am because like I'm not sure if you were like watching the show right during the draft, but that TJ Sanders move for me just didn't really make a lot of sense because what I thought we would go is try and find a replacement for Daquan Jones, right? Like I was adamant about that. And like my target was Alfred Collins.
Me too.
From Texas. So like I was sitting there and like was just like, oh yeah, like we should totally go for a replacement for Daquan since this is his final year. I don't trust Deion Walker to step in year 1 and play any sort of impact. But I'm high on TJ Sanders, man. As long as they can like really commit to that rotation on the defensive line, I think us drafting TJ Sanders said a hell of a lot more about where the front office's mind is with Ed Oliver. Because Ed next year, they technically have an out on his contract. So I don't think that they're going to be like, oh yeah, like we're just going to run with 2-3 techs or like we're just going to run with Ed Oliver and TJ Sanders. That's why we did it. How often is that really going to happen? Like that's like a third down situational type decision for me. It just depends. It really, really just depends. I don't think that like we're going to see that many snaps with Ed and TJ next to each other, but as long as we can have a heavy rotation, man, because as much as people can criticize Sean McDermott for some head coaching decisions, he's quality in secondary. He's quality in bringing the most out of linebackers and corners and even safeties. But with defensive line, that's been the number one thing that he just hasn't been able to figure out his entire tenure here. So I'm hoping, Tommy.
Yeah.
Really, really
Yeah, he has. Listen, Sean McDermott has to start getting more creative on the defensive side of things. Same with our offense. Same with Joe Brady. And I thought Joe Brady did an excellent job last year, but creativity wise, I feel like he could definitely take a step forward, or he needs to take a step forward. And same with Sean McDermott, who, I get it, he's a defensive minded head coach. People say he's one of the better ones. I don't see it that way. I'm not a big Sean McDermott fan. I don't see the creativity on defense. We have a lot of players that I feel like leave here that wind up doing better in different schemes. So we'll find out when it comes to that. But I'm hoping that he puts TJ Sanders next to Ed Oliver a little bit more often this year, especially like you said on third downs and passing downs. And see what you got out of him. But you're right. We needed a true one tech, because Ed Oliver is, let's be real, he's an undersized defensive tackle who actually plays a lot better with a guy next to him that's a people mover. It's a one tech. So I don't understand the draft pick. I get that, but I am high on Sanders. I'm high on Sanders. But I don't get it. I don't understand it. And look, and I'm not a coach, but I can see what I can see. Ed Oliver plays his best when he's next to a one tech. If you look at Ed Oliver early in his career, when we had what was his name? Star Lotulelei. When Star Lotulelei had his best year here, Ed Oliver actually really had a good year. Then Star Lotulelei missed a year. Ed Oliver had a down year. When we got Daquan Jones had a really good year. Ed Oliver had a really good year. When Daquan Jones went out, there goes Ed Oliver not playing good again. So I don't get it. Like, I don't understand.
So like you said with Ed Oliver, man, he's not the kind of guy that's going to like make an elevation of your defensive line, but he gets elevated with the defensive line. It all depends on who's next to him. Like, who's the space eater next to him? Like, what are your edge rushers doing here and there? And so I love Ed Oliver, right? Like, he has definitely made some key plays for us right in the past, but let's see what Buffalo has figured out. And let's hope that Daquan Jones, because last year, him coming off of injury, he showed so many signs of regression. Like, he was not the same Daquan as 2 years ago.
Daquan's a shell of himself, Dan. Like, I'll be shocked if, honestly, I'm hoping that the rest of the line pick up in this training camp and Daquan is released. Save some cap, because I just don't see it. I didn't see it last year in him. I think that injury and age has caught up to him. So we'll see what the rest of the line can do. Maybe Carter can step up too. We're hoping Carter could be that guy that steps up. I don't know if I see it, to be honest with you, in him, but we'll see. It's year 2, for these guys to step up. But we'll find out, man. This is an important year. I think it could be a special year. I'll be honest with you, man. There's a lot of cool things going on for the final year. It could be a special year. I'm really hoping that it is. That we get to a Super Bowl and this no Super Bowl run with McDermott and win a Super Bowl finally in Buffalo. Go into next season, new stadium, right? We've got Super Bowl champions. That would be the dream. That would be the way to end it at the Ralph, right? So I appreciate you, by the way. By the way, real quick too, before I go, Dan, you are grinding, man. I got to give you credit, bro. You go on daily, and man, as a content creator, guys, I don't think you realize how tough it is, especially in the off season. It is a grind. So I give you a lot of props, and I thank you for having me on, man.
Yeah, dude, listen, man, I welcome you anytime you wish. And guys, go check out Tommy at Mafia Sports Report. Does a fantastic job over there. Him and his co-host grind just as hard as I do. I promise you that. Quality content over there. And Tommy, we're going to have you on a hell of a lot more often. So always feel free to call in, my friend.
Hey, I appreciate you. And you're always welcome on our platform as well, brother. You be good, man. Go Bills.
Go Bills, man. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out Tommy, man. Shout out Tommy. That's Bills Mafia getting together and talking a little ball, because we are less than 48 hours away, folks, from the Buffalo Bills having their first training camp practice of the year. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. We have update monkey business. Josh Allen's not getting any younger. This is the year we see him running as fast as Ben Roethlisberger. Interesting. 338 of you in here right now rocking with me, guys. 195 on X, 130 on YouTube. Guys, please do me a favor, smash that like button on your way in. I can guarantee you we're probably nowhere near 100 likes. Let's pump that up so we can continue to make this stream and grow to our community, man. I love getting a good understanding of what everybody has to say. Dan and Tommy and the duo Mafia always needed. Shout out Tommy, man. You are the man. Guys, I stumbled across an article earlier today, and I think this kind of gives us a good idea or an understanding of what the Buffalo Bills, specifically like Sean McDermott and this is weird. Specifically how Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane might be thinking about the entire James Cook situation. As many of us know, that James Cook contract has been a big piece of the offseason, a big storyline that a lot of Bills Mafia is divided on. Some people are saying we don't particularly need a high-paid running back number one. Some people are saying we need to sign James Cook or our season is completely cooked. This article from the Buffalo Lowdown, powered by Fansided, really ended up pointing out a couple of things. And I think it kind of gives us a view into the future of how this front office might be looking at everything. And one thing they pointed out was, since Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane have taken over, once they ended up getting rid of Shady McCoy and saving $6 million, a $6 million cap hit leading up into the 2018 season, these are all of the average annual values of running back contracts since then. They had Chris Ivory at $2.75 million. And be honest in the live chat, who here completely forgot that Chris Ivory was a Buffalo Bill? I certainly did. Ladies and gentlemen. But let me know if you remember that Chris Ivory was once a Buffalo Bill. I certainly forgot. You had Tywan Jones well under $1 million, Frank Gore at $2 million. You had TJ Yeldon at 1.6. Had Devin Singletary $975,000. Tywan at 1.75. You had Zach Moss. You had Matt Breida. You had Tywan Jones. You had James Cook, his rookie season. Tywan Jones. Had Nyheim Hines, who ended up signing a 4.5, but then we all remembered when he ended up sort of getting that jet ski injury. $1 million for Ty Johnson, 1.3 for Latavius. Same exact thing for Ray Davis, and then same thing with Ty Johnson at 2.5. This year, James Cook is getting paid the largest contract, the second largest contract in the Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane era, and he's still on his rookie deal. Since he ended up hitting all of his escalators, he's due about $5 million as long as he ends up playing each and every single game of the 2025 season. I got to tell you, with this table right here, guys, I don't think Buffalo is going to do it. I'm not coming out and saying that I don't think he should be paid. I love James Cook, and I think that he's a big part of our offense, and I do think that he is a great asset, and I do think that he does deserve to get a quality contract, right? $12 million a year, maybe 13 for the next couple of years by itself. But I got to tell you, based off of history and based off of the behavior of this front office, I'm having a hard time seeing how the Buffalo Bills are going to completely flip the script and bring a 180 and end up signing James Cook here. For a variety of reasons, I don't think it's really anything to do with the QB by itself, or excuse me, so with James Cook or the running back room, but it has everything to do with Josh Allen. In my opinion, I genuinely believe that Buffalo has no intention of paying a running back an upper echelon contract until Josh Allen starts to show signs of regression in his ability to make plays on the ground. That's kind of where I'm at these days. And if you think about it, it makes sense. Because say, for example, you have a quarterback that's averaging 10 plus like rushing touchdowns a year, 7 or 8 rushing touchdowns a year. He's putting up about 400 to 500 yards on the ground. And then your other running backs are accounting for like 1,000 plus and scraping around 2,000. I just don't, unfortunately, see this front office wanting to write that check, since what they have been doing has been working, at least offensively, right? Because yes, we can look back and see how Singletary was a struggle. right? Like back when he was RB1 or back when we had like this ragtag group of a running back room. Like it or not, it's worked because of the quarterback we had behind center. Like we always end up making the playoffs. Yes, I understand we end up getting into our hearts broken by the Kansas City Chiefs each and every single year. But unfortunately, it works. And I'm not saying that this is something I agree with, but I'm just saying, man, like when I look at this table, and shout out to Buffalo Lowdown for putting this all together for us because it really tells a story here. I just have a feeling that this is going to be the final year for James Cook being the RB1 for Buffalo. I don't think that's a bad thing because he's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder, and I think he's going to be playing as an audition for whatever team decides to pay him next year. But like, and just based off of the history, like this is telling me right now that we're just going to utilize James Cook for one more year and then revisit the draft in 2026 and maybe get a guy in the second and or the third. Like that's kind of where I'm at. Man, what a running back room these were. Who forgot that Chris Ivory was a Buffalo Bill? I forgot that Chris Ivory was a Buffalo Bill, ladies and gentlemen. He certainly was. James Cook is why the Bills kept the game close in the AFC Championship game. Go back and watch the highlights. It was the James Cook show. Then they went over to Dalton Kincaid. Like, look, so one thing I'm going to say, right, is I think James Cook should be paid. And I would be super happy if, for example, he were to get a contract. But it's not looking good based off of the history. It's not looking good. We have Ryan has come in with a question. So with no red helmet, are we still confirmed to be wearing a new helmet at any point this season? It sounds like where we're going with is a white helmet with a silver logo. So whether or not you like that or you do not like that, it sucks. Walter S. And the only name on that list, in my opinion, that matters by way of example is Hines. Say that he didn't get injured. We were prepared to pay a running back that had 300 career carries, $4.5 million to be a backup. They value running back. James has come in. Sign Cook to a smaller contract that he wants, but incentives it so he can get closer to what he wants. So many yards, passes caught, blocking improvements to protect Allen. Right? Once the Chiefs get him with everyone will regret it. Hurts is young and Barkley ended up getting a bag. So to be honest with you, so the Kansas City Chiefs really have the exact same mentality as well when it comes into running backs, right? Like most teams or successful teams for the most part, like high-powered offenses have the exact same mentality when it comes into running back, right? It's exactly why the Cincinnati Bengals walked away from Joe Mixon, right? It's the exact same reason why Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs have had a carousel of different running backs. Like, yes, I understand that Pacheco is that guy now, but right before him was Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who ended up having a good season and he was fine. And before him was Kareem Hunt. So it's not exactly a bad philosophy when it comes into the running back room, especially since so many teams that are regularly compared to the Buffalo Bills sort of follow the exact same model by going up and just leveraging running backs on their rookie deals and then just reloading in the draft after every couple of years. It's what all of the high-powered offenses that are the league's darlings is when we typically see it. Monkey Business, watch the highlights of the championship game right now with us. Watch it right now with us. We have monkeys coming in. Man, hey, dude, listen, man, you do not need to convince me, okay? I know how much of an impact he brings to this team. We don't want to pay Cook 15, but we are going to pay Kincaid 25. It's not even so much 15, man. I don't think that James Cook truly wants the average annual value. I think what he's looking for is guaranteed money. That's really all what players are looking for. Say that we ended up giving him a $36 million contract, 3 years, and we guaranteed $25 million. I think he would take that, and I feel like I'd be okay with that, right? Because that technically would be $12 million a year, but then we would guarantee about 75 to 80% of the contract. I think that he would take that. It's not so much that 15, because remember, I think that an annual average value of a contract is one of the most misleading metrics in all of football. Like, don't look at that. Like, look at what is truly guaranteed and how long a team is locked down with a specific player. That's truly what matters. I don't see Cook getting an extension. I personally don't believe in paying running backs unless they are in the top 3 category elite, like the Derrick Henrys of the world, the Saquons of the world, and the Jahmyr Gibbs of the world, who's a stud too. Love Mafia Sports Report. Tommy does a great job. Y'all need to go check my boy out. He's going to be a regular caller on this show. I promise you that. Everybody in here, go watch. Oh, dude, we have Monkey Business coming in, man. He is doing whatever he can. Dude, I promise you, and you do not need to convince us, all right? We know how good James Cook truly is. We are just looking at the history of how this front office sees running backs, right? Ryan, and that's the thing. If Cook has another elite season, they definitely won't pay him because he's going to want more. Jeff, hey, Dan, and do you have a picture of what this new helmet is supposed to look like? Great work as always. Go Bills. Jeff, I do not have a picture of it. We only ended up hearing from our good friend Zach, who was on earlier on the show, who ended up breaking the news earlier this morning. But it is described as a white helmet with a silver logo. That's what we're looking at. Maybe a play on the Nickel City like type thing. I don't know. Most NFL teams don't pay running backs off rookie deals. It's how it goes. It's definitely not something that Buffalo is just doing by itself, right? Like you look at the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals, they have the exact same philosophy when it comes into running backs. It's leverage them as much as you can on the rookie deal, and then they reload in the draft and let them walk in free agency. It's not something that only Buffalo does, right? And as much as I love James Cook, like he is an absolute stud, and he was a big contributor last year in 2024. Without James Cook, I'm not entirely sure we would have been the same team. Because remember, Josh Allen played with a broken hand for about half of the season last year. We needed James Cook's production. And so you look at how the Kansas City Chiefs and Bengals play it, right? It's the exact same philosophy. So just go on ahead and utilize running backs straight from the draft and recycle and reload the position. It's not a Buffalo Bills philosophy. It's largely an NFL philosophy. That's kind of what it is. Dan, and you also need to factor in state taxes as well when it comes into these contracts. For sure, we all know that the state taxes are typically a big deal when it comes into these Buffalo Bills contracts, for sure. Is Tommy a part of the Bills roundtable? Also, who is Z-Bot? All right, man. Dude, Tommy is my boy, and I am going to be inviting Tommy on quite a bit to the Bills roundtable this year by itself, man. We have a lot of talent on that, right on that channel this year. I can promise you that. I love the red helmet. Beautiful red, white, and blue outfit, and the American flag. Perfect NFL football uniform. Should have never left. Man, Z-Bot is with Buffalo Fanatics. He is. Z-Bot is the man, indeed. All right, guys, 371 of you in here already. That is insane. But, guys, that's going to have to do it for another edition of the Down Mafia Report. I appreciate you. As you all know, I am live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. EST, bringing you all of the news surrounding your favorite team, the Buffalo Bills, and the NFL in general. I'm probably going to be live later tonight as well. I'm going to be welcoming on at least... Okay, it is confirmed. I'm going to be welcoming on the thigh doctor, and he is going to be giving us an injury preview of the 2025 Buffalo Bills going into the training camp period. He has highlighted some players that he has concerns about that we need to watch out for as far as their injury history. That is including Landon Jackson, that is including Maxwell Hairston, and that is including some of the other free agents that, of course, are coming in. So we are going to be unpacking that ad nauseum. So I think we're going to be live around 6 p.m. EST. So what's important is make sure that when you subscribe, you turn on bell notifications so you never miss a damn episode. I am going to begin streaming twice a day, Monday through Thursday, and Friday just once. But lock in with that, folks. Subscribe and turn on bell notifications. I will be welcoming in callers as always, but be on the lookout from now on. 2 streams a day for the remainder of the NFL season. Lock in, go Bills, and we will see you later this afternoon. Peace.